Think of your most vivid childhood memory. Feel the room, the colors, the sounds. Now, what if it never happened? Not that you got details wrong, not that you forgot pieces. What if your brain invented the entire thing, stitched it from nothing, and then convinced you it was real? And before you dismiss that, by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why 70% of completely innocent people confessed to crimes they never committed. Not because they were weak, because their brains did exactly what yours is doing right now. You think memory works like this. Life happens, your brain hits record, you hit play whenever you need it. Wrong. Memory is not a recording. It is a live performance. Every single time you remember something, your brain tears the event apart and rebuilds it from scratch. And every single time it does, it makes changes. You never play back the original. You only ever get today's reconstruction. In the 1990s, psychologist Elizabeth Loftus ran an experiment that should terrify you. She handed a group of people a booklet. Inside, for childhood stories. 3 were real. 1 was completely fabricated, being lost alone in a busy mall as a child. A quarter of them didn't just accept the fake story. They started decorating it. They described the stranger who found them, the color of their jacket, the exact words spoken. Your brain doesn't just accept false memories. It furnishes them. Here's why. You don't store memories like files on a hard drive. Your visual details live in the visual cortex. Your emotions are locked in the amygdala. Sounds, somewhere else. Context, somewhere else. The whole thing is scattered across your skull like a shattered glass across a tile floor. Every time you remember, your brain sweeps up those pieces and glues them back together in real time. Scientists call this reconstructive memory. It is fast, it is seamless, and it is dangerously inaccurate. Frederick Bartlett proved this as far back as 1932. He had people read a Native American folktale called The War of the Ghosts. When they retold the story, they didn't just forget parts. They replaced unfamiliar cultural details with things that made sense to them. Their brains refused to hold gaps. So they filled them in. Silently. Automatically. Without knowing. Now here's where it gets biological. For decades, scientists believed that once a memory formed, it was sealed, locked permanently inside your neurons. Kareem Nader destroyed that belief in 2000. He trained rats to fear a specific tone, deep, instant, Pavlovian terror. Then he played the tone again. The moment the memory activated, he injected a drug that blocked protein synthesis in the brain. The fear memory disappeared. Completely. Here's what that proved. The moment you recall a memory, it destabilizes. To save it back into long-term storage, your brain has to physically rebuild it using brand new cellular proteins. Like pulling a document from a filing cabinet, retyping it from scratch, and refiling it. Except this time, the document can change. This process is called reconsolidation, and it means every time you revisit a memory, you are editing it. You just never feel the pen moving. Researcher Julia Shaw pushed this further than anyone. She brought university students into a lab. First, she spoke to their parents, gathered real names, real places, real events from their actual childhoods. Then she sat with each student and told them directly, *, you committed a crime as a teenager. It involved police contact, *. Over just 3 guided interview sessions, 70% of them developed fully formed false memories of a crime that never happened. They felt the guilt. They remembered the officer's face. Some of them cried. They were not lying. Their brains had manufactured the truth. This is why your brain cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined event and a real one. Once a mental image crosses a certain threshold of emotional intensity, it gets filed as lived experience. The timestamp, the certainty, the weight, all fabricated, all real to you. And this doesn't stay personal. It scales to millions. The Mandela effect. Pikachu's tail. Millions of people clearly remember a black stripe at the tip. Pikachu's tail is solid yellow. No stripe. Ever. The Monopoly Man's monocle. Millions picture it vividly on his face. He never wore one. These aren't coincidences. When millions of brains reach for the same mental shortcut, wealthy old cartoon character, they independently generate the same associated detail. Millions of separate minds. One shared hallucination. The stakes aren't just embarrassing trivia. The Innocence Project has proven that faulty eyewitness testimony is the single leading cause of wrongful convictions. A traumatized witness takes the stand, steady, certain, emotionally raw, and points at a face. The jury believes them completely, because we equate confidence with accuracy. But reconsolidation doesn't care about accuracy. It cares about emotional coherence. Under extreme stress, your brain confidently types the wrong face into the document, files it, feels certain, and an innocent person goes to prison for decades. So why? Why would evolution design a memory system this flawed? Because evolution doesn't care if you accurately remember last Tuesday. Evolution only cares that you survive next Tuesday. You are not an archive. You are a prediction machine. Your ancient ancestors didn't need a perfect replay of every predator encounter. They needed to take fragments from multiple dangerous experiences and stitch them into imagined scenarios, threats that hadn't happened yet, so they could prepare for a world that kept changing its face. A rigid, perfectly accurate memory only recognizes exact replicas of past danger. A flexible, reconstructed memory keeps you alive in a world that never repeats itself exactly. Here's the final piece. The neural machinery your brain uses to imagine the future and the machinery it uses to remember the past. It is the same system. Identical hardware. Imagination and memory are not opposites. They are the same function, pointed in different directions. To be creative enough to survive tomorrow, your brain must be willing to rewrite yesterday. That is the trade. Accuracy for adaptability, which means your identity. The story you tell yourself about who you are, what you've survived, how you've grown, is a living document, not a sealed file. You make the villains of old arguments slightly worse to justify the anger you still carry. You make your triumphs slightly cleaner than they were. You smooth out the embarrassing pauses. You edit the lighting in your favorite scenes. You are not the sum of your past. You are the sum of your latest draft. And the person arguing with you about what actually happened, they don't have the original file either. Neither of you do. You both have your most recent edit, shaped by who you are today, not who you were then. Now think back. That childhood memory from the beginning of this video. Bring it forward. Feel the colors of the room, the sounds around you. It feels undeniable. It feels like yours. But your brain has rebuilt it dozens of times since it first formed. Each rebuild, something shifted. Each time, you didn't notice. The version playing in your head right now, it is not the memory. It is today's draft of it.